My toy room is a complete mess right now. Almost fell over and crushed the whole Marvel Legends wall. I got action figures everywhere. I need to clean this place up. Starting to get together my new toy rooms, so I hope you guys are ready for that. But we're about to I don't want to waste any time. I'm about to get out there on the hunt and see what kind of cool toys and action figures we can find. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get ready to get out there and find some toys. So I'm over here at Walmart, and it looks like, now we know we were one of my last hunts, so they had some new Predator figures, like this one back here, but they got some new ones as well. And some Alien figures now too. I think I'm liking this blue one right here. This one comes with a dog. All of them are exclusives. Oh, I don't know. I really like the paint apps on this blue one for some reason. I like that tube right there. But look at that Predator. That's pretty dope. And what is that? Giant Predator? It's $19. So that's not bad for the price of a Marvel Legend. You get you one of these. Not sure how many points of articulation it is. Try me. There's an LED light somewhere. Okay. Okay, there's articulation here as well. So that's dope.
So we may easily perform enhanced cleaning and sanitizing, as well as stocking of merchandise across the store. You may notice our associates are wearing face coverings. For the safety of you and those around you, we ask that our customers wear face coverings as well. Please remember to practice social distancing.
Nice.
Wash your hands off for at least 20 seconds. Stay home if you're sick, and keep your food in your box to help create a safer shopping experience. And as always, thank you for shopping at Walmart.
And apparently they just got in some new AEW figures. Let's go. This guy looks awesome. Obviously, they're playing music really loud. And obviously, I don't really know all these characters like that. But I'm digging the AEW line. Got in early on the line with the first wave, so I've been grabbing figures here and there. So I'm going to pick up a couple of these. Gonna have a hard time deciding which ones I'm going to get, though. But definitely going to pick a couple of these up. I mean, just looking at the detail and the skin tones of the figure, they're definitely better than the first wave. So if you got the first wave of these figures, I would encourage you to grab some of these figures from the new wave, which I know most of you probably already are, because they're definitely an upgrade to what they gave us before, for sure. Apparently they got the Archive wave over here at Walmart finally as well. So I've been holding out, thinking about getting this Han Solo for a while, but I still think I'm gonna pass on him for now. But that's about all, other than these, oh, look at this. It's a new Fortnite, that's cool. I really dig these Fortnite figures, I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty awesome. At least some of them are. So yeah, this figure looks amazing in person. I've been looking at it online for a while. And man, I'm really digging it in person. I don't know though, that or this Robin. Oh, I'm working with a budget this week, folks. So I can't pick up everything, and it's like they get everything I want at one time. What should I pick? So apparently they have a lot of these new Decade of Domination figures. Kane. Got some Triple H. Got some old Undertakers that I already have. I think it's just a bunch of big shows, Triple H. And okay, well, we have someone different here. Kingston. And we come up here and we have Edge and Goldberg. Really sad right now. Of course, no G.I. Joes. Wait, this doesn't even look like I have any Marvel Legends. Oh, there's one. Maybe they clearance them all out or something. I'm not sure. What is that? The scuba nuggets over here? Wow. This Target doesn't have a single Marvel Legends. They're still warming the page. They still got this here. I don't see too many people picking this up for some reason. I don't know if it's a price point. Maybe they're waiting on clearance. But it hasn't been moving, that's for sure. And I'm waiting on it as well. I want it, but... So I'm supposed to be toy hunting, but instead I'm on the beach sipping alcoholic beverages amongst all these sleeping birds. It's amazing. Man, this thing looks awesome. They got in a new one.
You don't have him yet.
I don't. I need him. I think it's $34.99. It's not bad at all for a 6-figure arc.
He's so pretty. He's like iridescent pink.
Yeah, it's like KO Ken. Of course, they're not gonna have any G.I. Joes. Never any Joes. This is okay. Star Wars section is decimated. Drove all the way out here, nothing to you. That was so exciting. Alright, I am now back from the hunt and I got a pretty big haul as per usual. You know I try to do it big for you guys, and speaking of big, the first thing I picked up is the Decade of Domination Big Show. Of course, growing up, he was the Giant to me before he turned into the Big Show. He was the Giant, which I guess Andre the Giant, so maybe there's, you know, he kind of wanted to separate himself from that, but I always remember him as the Giant. Definitely one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time. I'm loving this Decade of Domination line. I got back into collecting wrestling figures really just recently, like within the last few months, and the Decade of Domination line, I got into the first series of them, and they include a lot of wrestlers that I liked growing up. Like, of course, we have Big Show, Triple H, and Kane right here just in this series. Kofi Kingston, Beth Phoenix, don't really know them that well. I know who they are, but they weren't, you know, a big deal to me when I was growing up or anything. But really happy to have the Big Show. And, of course, I had to pick up a lot of other stuff as well. I picked up the Xenomorph, $10. $10. You really can't go wrong for $10 with something like this. You get a nice big package. That's what she said. But you get a nice big package. You get a nice figure. The paint apps on this thing are amazing. It looks really cool. Pops up great in your photography. You get some nice little accessories. Like that right there is $10 in itself, you know? For those of you who take toy photography and you look for these extra little items, you know that they can be hard to find, expensive. You have to make them sometimes yourself. And I just feel like for $10, you can't go wrong. And it's a nice big figure as well. Let's see what else we have here. Picked up Edge. Edge wasn't, how can I put it? I liked Edge growing up. I don't think people put a lot of respect on Edge's name. I always remembered him because of his ginormous chin. He's definitely a dope I'm about to say rapper. Definitely a dope wrestler. Not my favorite, but I really liked Edge growing up. And of course, you had to like Triple H. You had to like DX. If you're a 90s baby, I remember getting in trouble And I think I was in like first or second grade, and I went to school and I said, "Suck it," and I got detention, and I didn't know why. I had no idea why I got in trouble for saying "suck it." I mean, of course I know now, but it's funny the type of things, you know, that happened like that back when we were kids. Like, things weren't as censored back then, so wrestling was a lot better back then for sure. Now, I also had to pick up, and this figure is beautiful. Um, I try not to dive too deep into the DC Multiverse figures because there's just so many Batmans, so many different Batmans. And I tell myself, I don't want any more Batmans. I want different characters. You know, I want different characters. And then they put out different characters and I don't buy them. And what do I buy? I buy another version of Batman. So here we have Batman Earth 2, the Aquaman looking Batman. And man, it's just a beautifully sculpted figure, beautiful paint out. It's probably the one of the best, if not best, sculpted DC Multiverse figures that I've seen from McFarlane. McFarlane is just knocking it out of the park with these figures. Articulation and the scaling is where I have a problem with them. But as far as the molding goes and everything, they're beautiful. I mean, Marvel Legends really can't compete when it comes to the sculpting of these figures, but when it comes to the articulation and the scaling, Marvel has that. The Marvel Legends has that down pat. I don't know what it is about the articulation of these figures that's just a little different to me, and the scaling. I'm just used to the 6-inch figures and the Hasbro type of, you know, articulation. But once you get past that, you cannot get better figures on the market, you know, for this price. And these are only like 15 bucks when you go to Walmart. I know sometimes they're like 20 bucks or whatever, or $22.99 when you go to GameStop. But every Walmart that I've been to, when I ring up a DC Multiverse figure, is $14.99. So I don't know if it's like that at every Walmart or how it is for you guys, but I would check it out if I were y'all. Now, of course, I know what y'all came here for. I didn't pick up every AEW figure that I saw out there, but I did pick up Pac. Obviously, don't know too much about this guy, but I've really been digging the AEW series. I want to collect, you know, the first few waves of the figures when I can find them. And this guy looks pretty badass. Darby Allin with the skull and the skateboard. I almost picked it up just for the skateboard. Dope figure as well, don't get me wrong, but had to pick those two up. I did leave behind Matt and Nick Jackson, and I left behind Riho. I should have picked her up. But I really want an Orange Cassidy. He looked like a dope, interesting figure. Looked kind of like a figure you could have in the background of like your Marvel Legends or whatever else in your toy photography. So I need some characters that look kind of like regular people on the street. Hasbro, listen. Create some packs of civilians, Marvel Legends civilians. I'm telling you, they will sell out. People need some extra normal looking people in the background of their toy photography. But I hope you guys enjoyed this hunt. If you did, be sure to let me know down below. Let me know what you're hunting. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear from you all. Drop a comment. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, you have a good day, YouTube.